Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Belleville East Lancers versus the Edwardsville Tigers. I'm Brooklyn Elliott.
And I'm Abby White.
And we are your announcers for tonight. Starting off the game a little bit earlier, a JV game got canceled. Tigers already playing in the Lancers half. Good save from the goalkeeper. Drop kicking it all the way out into that center of the field. Receiving by the Tigers. Tigers playing in their darker colors tonight. Lancers sending it back down in the Tigers half. Received by their defense. Playing it back. Tigers just taking it up that field right into the middle. Very light pressure from the Lancers at this moment. Tigers taking it into their deep corner, giving it a second to play and sending it back out wide. Sending it back into that middle and taking it across. Attempting to switch the field. Lancers intercepting that ball. Tigers keep playing it back up, sending it all the way up. We're on a breakaway. She has a shot. Goalkeeper knocked it right out wide. Kind of a corner kick for the Tigers. It's an amazing save, though, from their goalkeeper.
Oh, it's a corner kick.
Tigers sending it in. Lancers goalkeeper saving that ball. Sending it out into the middle. Header from the Tigers back to their defensive line. Keeping that ball for a second. Very little pressure from the Lancers. Lancers taking that possession back, sending it back into the middle. Back to the Tigers' defensive line, playing it back to their keeper. Tigers keeper holding it there for a second. No pressure from the Lancers, it seems. Tigers sending it back out wide towards the near sideline, picking it up. Tigers playing it back in the middle, switching the field. Back out wide. Lancers taking that possession back and sending it back into the Tigers' half, but it's received by the Tigers and sending it back up into their half. Playing it out wide. Tigers sending that ball all the way up. Playing it into the Lancers' deep corner. Ball out of bounds. Looks like we're going to have,
I think it's a corner.
Corner kick or a goal kick?
He pointed for a corner, yeah.
Yep, it's a corner kick.
We have Thea Dimitrov taking the corner kick.
Ball's being sent in. A lot of congestion there. It's like an attempted shot on goal goes out wide towards the corner again. Ball being taken, playing in that deep corner quite a bit. Tried to send it back in, deflected out by the defense. We're going to have a throw-in for the Tigers. Tigers throwing it in over both the defense and our attacking players. Goes out of bounds. We're going to have a goal kick for the Lancers.
Doing the replays? Doing the play-by-play?
Tigers sending it out wide. Keeping it in the Lancers half. Keeping that possession. Back in towards the middle. Missed by the Tigers and sent back out by the Lancers. Into the Tigers half. Tigers playing it in that center. A lot of pressure finally from the Lancers coming in. So we're trying to take that possession back. Keeping it and playing it out wide. A little bit of physicality there. Sending it back down into the Tigers corner. We're going to have
Foul, I think.
We missed a lot.
Foul or no, it's not offside.
have a kick for the Tigers. Sent back in. Lancers immediately running back on. Tigers send it back to their goalkeeper. Pressure comes off a little bit. Tigers trying to send it back up. Not quite making it. Lancers playing that ball near the top of the box. But Tigers sending it back out. Tigers taking that possession back. Sending it all the way into the Lancers half. Looks like we're going to almost have a breakaway here. Tigers sending it in for a cross, near shot.
Lancers play the ball all the way out.
Went out wide. Both teams running for it. Goes out of bounds. We're going to have a throw in for the Tigers. Tigers header. Lancers playing that ball, sending it, switching it over to this near sideline, trying to get someone to run on. Ball's going out of bounds. We're going to have a throw in for the Tigers. Tigers throwing that ball in. We have a header from the Tigers. Trying to keep it in. Goes out of bounds. We have a throw in for the Tigers again. Olivia Wool's taking this throw in here. Header from the Lancers. Tigers trying to get that ball, settle it back. Tigers sending that ball into the box. Lancers defense running in very quickly and taking that away, kicking it out of bounds. Another Tigers throw in. Tigers throw in. A little bit of a battle there by that end zone. Tigers sending it back in. Lancers trying to send that back out. A little bit too far. It's out of bounds. We're going to have another throw in for the Tigers. Davey Heiser throwing that ball in all the way down the line. Tigers sending it in. Cross receiving it. A little bit of a battle there. Lancers trying to clear it out. Getting hit by the Tigers. Tigers receiving that ball again. With two headers there. The defensive line playing it back out. Taking it up the field a little bit. Have plenty of time. Nice chip sent in. We have a call on the Lancers. We have a kick for the Tigers. Right there near that 20-yard line. Anna Maxim taking that kick. Nearly all of both teams gathering up at that goal box line. Waiting for the whistle, and there's the whistle.
A little high.
Just over the goal, right, almost I think it was over into the field goal. It was out of bounds. We're gonna have a goal kick for Lancers. Of one of the Lancers defensive players taking that ball. Sending it up nearly all to the 40 line. Tigers receiving that ball though. Trying to get that possession back. We have a 2-on-1 here. Tigers versus the Lancers. Tigers taking that possession back. Tigers sending that ball all the way back up. Keeping the ball inbounds is nearly out. And now it is out. We're going to have a throw in for the Tigers. Header out of bounds from the Lancers. Another throw in for the Tigers. Tigers keeping that possession over there at the far sideline. Playing it back in the middle, trying to take it up. Only one girl on her at the moment. Tigers defense coming up a little bit. We have our Tigers defense holding their line at about the 40-yard line in the Lancers half. Coming back a little bit for their goalkeeper's kick. It is almost right at the half line. The header from the Tigers, header from the Lancers. Pass back to our goalkeeper, bounces off the Lancers, nearly a goal. It was very close to being a goal.
It's hard to see, isn't it?
Our goal kick from the Tigers. Playing it short, sending it up into the middle. Lancers taking that possession back, trying to send it back in. Not quite making it. Tigers sending that back out. Both teams, Tigers taking that ball back. Taking it back up this line. Rushing to try and get back up to play in the Lancers half. Switching the field. Lancers kicking that ball out of bounds. We're going to have a Tigers throw in. Tigers throwing that ball in right into the end zone. A little bit of jump pushing there. Sending it back to the defense. A shot from the Tigers deflected by the Lancers players. Tigers are playing pretty well today despite the heat out there. Tigers throwing it in, keeping that, battling for the possession, passing it back to the defensive line. Sending a through ball into that corner. Lancers almost taking that possession back. A call. Gonna have going in. Looks like we're gonna have a goal kick actually, my bad. Lancers sending that ball into the middle of their half. Tigers immediately taking that possession right back and trying to get it back in the goal box. Out wide, she's a shot. A shot just over the goal.
That was a crazy move though.
It was breaking some ankles out here.
She slid.
We have a goal kick for the Lancers again.
Oh.
Lancers sending that ball out. We have a header from the Tigers sending it right back in. Another header from the Lancers goes out of bounds. We're going to have a throw in for the Tigers. Received by the Tigers, shielding that ball, sending it into the corner. Taking it back. Across right into the middle. Received by the Lancers, but unfortunately kicked out of bounds right outside their goal. We're going to have a goal kick for the Lancers. Received by the Lancers. Tigers battling to get that possession back. Successfully getting it back. A little bit of pressure coming on from their backs from the Lancers. Still keeping that possession though, playing it into the middle. A shot saved by their keeper. Ball sent all the way into the Tigers' half. Sent back out of bounds. We're going to have a throw in for the Lancers. Header from the Tigers. It was a good header, right to who it was directed at. Couple moves from the Tigers.
Lancers throwing.
Fortunately, sending it out of bounds. Lancers throwing it all the way down the line. Header from the Tigers. Tigers keeping that possession of the ball. Out of bounds after a quick little battle there. Now another throw in for the Lancers. Immediately being thrown in. Trying to take it in. They're in that goal box right there. We have a shot from them. Save, though, from our Tigers keeper. Rolling it out to the defensive line. Sending it right back up. Right back into the middle of the field. Sending it into the Lancers' half. Taking that ball and dribbling it all the way up. Tigers have sent back out of bounds. We're going to have a goal kick. We have 4 subs coming in. 2 for the Tigers, 2 for the Lancers. Lancers defense sending that ball out. About 20 minutes, 30 seconds left in the half. Lancers sending that ball back out wide. Going nearly out of bounds. Saved right just before it went out. It's an amazing save from the Lancers, I will say that.
Another Lancers throwing.
Lancers throwing it down that line. Missed by all of their players standing there. Received, kicked out of bounds, bouncing off of one of our Tigers players. We have another throw in for the Lancers. bring it in just about the half line. We have a header back out of bounds. We're going to have another throw in for the Lancers. We're going to have a header sent right in the middle of the box. Lancers receiving it. Trying to send for a through ball in that corner. Not quite making it. Ball's going out of bounds. We have a couple subs coming in. One for each team. We have a goal kick for Tigers. Tigers playing it short. Lancers running on to try and get that pressure right as that ball is being played out. Tigers taking that possession right back, playing it up the line. Ball unfortunately goes out of bounds. We're going to have a Tigers throw in. Lancers taking that ball, playing it nearly at the half line. Tigers taking that possession right back. Tigers trying to cross it in, getting sent right back out by the Lancers. Trying to send it up into the Tigers half. A little bit of physicality right there. Both teams battling out for the ball. Tigers taking that possession back. It was quite the fight that we just put up there. Lancers goalkeeper calling for that ball. Picking it up, letting our team reset a little bit. Sending that ball out more towards that far end of the field. Tigers playing that back line. Taking it back up into the Lancers half. We have our Tigers defense pushing all the way up. Our furthest back at the 55-yard line.
Attempt for a cross, but I'm way over. Foul, I guess. Oh, offsides.
We have offsides, taking it near at the end zone line. Lancers sending it all the way. We're going to have a header from the Tigers, sending it to that half line. Taking that possession back. Lancers taking it all the way into the Tigers half. Ball's being sent out of bounds by the Tigers. We have Lancers throw in. We have one sub coming in for the Tigers, 3 for the Lancers. Tigers taking that ball back, trying to play it on the line, goes out of bounds. The Tigers throwing, sending it up that line. Received by the Tigers. Too many Lancers on her, unfortunately. Taking that ball back, keeping that possession there. Tigers and Lancers trying to battle it out right there at that sideline. Going out of bounds. We're going to have a throw in for the Tigers. Tigers taking that ball into the middle of the field. Into that goalie box there. Fortunately sending it out of bounds. We have a goal kick for the Lancers.
Interesting.
Lancers defender taking that kick again. Sending it nearly to the 40-yard line. We have a couple of headers. Sending it back in. Ball about rolled out of bounds. We're going to have a throw in for the Tigers. A Lancers throw in if the ball gets sent right back out of bounds again. Lancers trying to keep that ball, nearly hitting the ref there. Tigers keeping that possession, taking it into the Lancers half, sending it in, almost attempted through ball in their half and almost into that box, but deflected out. Tigers taking that possession right back. Okay, a shot and a goal for the Tigers.
Silent.
13 minutes, 34 seconds left in this half. We have a goal for the
by
Tigers.
senior number 6, Ren Rowe.
Ren Rao with that goal right there, bringing us up 1-0. Lancers throwing that ball back in, keeping that possession over there. Trying to send it back in. Tigers taking that ball. Defender taking it all the way up past that half line. Sending it all the way right back in. Lancers taking that ball. Keeper taking it, holding it there for a second. A drop kick from the Lancers goalkeeper. Lancers trying to send it back out, intercepted by the Tigers, taking it all the way up that far sideline. No Lancers around. Finally get a little bit of pressure on her. We're going to have an offsides call on the Tigers. Gives the Lancers a kick right there.
Babe.
Lancers taking that kick right, it's about right at the end of that end zone line. About on the white line for the football boundaries.
He's on break right now.
Header from the Tigers. Tigers kicking it backwards. Lancers taking that possession back, unfortunately. Lancers shot saved by our goalkeeper. Not getting a ton of work back there.
Yeah.
Tigers pushing up a little bit. Going out into the middle to the defensive line. Trying to send it up to the attacking, but taken back by the Lancers. Back to our goalkeeper and sending it back out wide. Missed by one of our Tigers, but reclaimed by another. Lancers taking that possession back. Tigers switching the field, playing it over to this near sideline. Sending it back into the middle. Tigers keeping that possession. Lancers sending it back out. Settled by the Tigers. No pressure, it seemed, from Lancers. Tigers bringing that ball back into that corner. Sending it in for a cross. saved by the Lancers goalkeeper. Holding that ball again, waiting for people to get out, get up. Received by the Lancers.
You're on water, right?
Tigers taking that possession back, sending it into that corner. Little move there, try and keep it in. We have a cross. Deflected out by the Lancers. Tigers keeping that possession, trying to send it back in the middle. Shot saved by the Lancers goalkeeper. About 9 minutes left in the half.
Get back on.
Header from the Tigers, sending it a little bit backwards though. Playing on that line, trying to keep it in. We go out of bounds. We're gonna have a throw in for the Tigers. Have some subs coming in. 1 for the Tigers, looks like 2 or 3 for the Lancers. Received back by the Tigers. Switching the field, sending it right in the middle. Unfortunately, received by the Lancers, but Tigers taking that possession right back from them. Tigers keeping that ball, sending it back a little bit. Tigers keeping that ball. Very little pressure coming on from the Lancers, dribbling right past them one by one. Defensive players playing pretty high up, except for like one person. Tigers sending that ball back in. Have almost a shot. Saved by the Lancers goalkeeper. We'll say it was a pretty good save from their keeper. Often on those kinds of balls coming in, you have to make a quick decision. Either you're going to stay back or try and go and get that ball. Few headers in a row from both the teams. Lancers sending it out wide. We're going to have a throw in for the Tigers. Battling out a little bit there at that sideline from the Lancers throw in. Header from the Tigers.
Okay, I'm gonna just drag gas.
Tigers running on, trying to switch the field.
Take a gas.
Lancers taking that possession back, trying to get it back into the Tigers' half. Sending that ball all the way down the line into the Tigers' corner. Tigers taking that back, sending it all the way up. Header from the Lancers. Ball's out of bounds. We're going to have a throw in for the Lancers. Throwing that ball in immediately. Header from the Tigers. Tigers defense trying to send that ball back out. Fortunately going out of bounds. We're going to have another throw in for the Lancers.
It dipped the floor for a second all the way.
Lancers taking that possession back. Trying to get it back into the middle of the Tigers' half for an attempted shot. Tigers not allowing that and sending it right back out. Have another out of bounds ball.
I get 12.
Throw in for the Lancers coming in. Received by the Tigers. Kind of sent out in the middle there. Tigers taking it back. Switching the field.
Oh, nice.
Out of bounds ball. We're going to have another Tigers throw in. Have 2 subs coming in, 1 for the Lancers and 1 for the Tigers. Tigers throwing it back to their defensive line, holding it there for a second, very little pressure coming on. Tigers just keeping that possession, dribbling it up. There's some pressure from the Lancers coming on, taking that possession back after a pass. Trying to switch the field. Tigers taking that possession right back from them, sending it all the way up into the Lancers half. Looks like we're going to have a kick for the Lancers coming out of their half. On a foul call, I believe.
Yeah, I knew it was just like a collision.
Just about 4 minutes left in the half. Lancers kicking that ball out.
There's no way that was a foul. But I don't know anything about soccer.
Tigers throwing that ball back in. Sending it right back in for a cross. Header from the Lancers, sending it back out. Switching the field. Tigers running on, trying to get that pressure back. Sending it out wide. Playing it up the line. Unfortunately going out of bounds. We're going to have a throw in for the Lancers. About 2 minutes, 30 seconds left. Looks like we're going to have a call on the Tigers. Kick for the Lancers, about at the 40-yard line, sending it in towards the Tigers' goal. About 1:45 left in the half still. Tigers header, trying to get it out. Playing it out into that deep corner. Out of bounds ball. Lancers throwing the ball in. Sending it right in. Tigers taking that ball, deflecting it right back out.
Yep,
Another Lancers throw in. Trying to send it right into the goal box. Tigers keep sending it right back out. 50 seconds left, counting down. We're going to have another Lancers throw in. Header from the Lancers this time. Tigers taking that pressure back, possession back, excuse me. Tigers sending it up the line. Lancers receiving it, sending it right back out of bounds. We're going to have a throw in for the Tigers. Lancers taking that ball right back, trying to send it in.
Got 10 seconds left.
Tigers goalkeeper just holding that ball there. Trying to get some of that time down before she sends it back out. And that's half for the Tigers. We are up 1-0 against the Lancers. We're going to have our 10-minute halftime, and we're going to come on back. Welcome back, everybody. Starting out the second half. We are up. Tigers up 1. We're already going to have a throw-in for the Lancers coming in at the Tigers. Tigers taking that possession back, sitting up that far sideline. Sending it right back out of bounds. We're going to have another throw-in for the Lancers. Lancers throwing that ball in, playing it on that side lane there. Tigers playing it back into their half a little bit. Lancers coming on, playing it down that sideline, connecting the passes, trying to send it into the corner. Tigers taking that ball back. Our goalkeeper keeping that ball at her feet, sending it out to her defense, taking that ball all the way up. Pass back to the defensive line. Right in, back to the middle of the field. Lancers coming on. A lot of pressure from them starting out the second half, or a lot more than the first half. And another throw-in for the Lancers. Lancers receiving the ball. Tigers kicking it right into their half. Of a header. Tigers receiving that ball, taking it back up. Playing it about 25-yard line. Sending it back out towards the far sideline. Trying to send it back in, right into the middle of the field. Tigers receiving it and sending it back. Switching the field up a little bit here. Tigers taking it right into the goal box. With a shot missed by their goalkeeper. Fortunately, a little bit wide and going out of bounds. Have a goal kick. Our Lancers defense taking that kick, sending it out of their box. Attempted header from the Lancers, missed though. Tigers taking that possession back, sending it back out wide towards the far. Tigers keeping it there at that corner. Sending it back in. Missed by the Lancers, trying to dribble past, not quite making it. Taking that possession right back from him. Tigers sending it in.
Caught by the goalkeeper. Sorry.
Lancers goalkeeper sending it out. Tigers receiving it though. Tigers sending it back to their defensive line. Still holding it pretty high, about the half line, a little bit further behind. Tigers keeping that pressure in. Pressure seems to have died down a little bit from the Lancers. Tigers dribbling it right into their half. A little bit of pressure there from the Lancers. Tigers keeping that possession though. Lancers getting that possession back and trying to take it into the Tigers half. Tigers receiving it and passing it back to our goalkeeper. Immediately she sends it back out to us. Tigers switching the field. Playing it on this far sideline, nearly out of bounds. About on that line there. Sending it back into the corner. We're going to have a throw in for the Tigers. Pretty deep in the Lancers half. With a header from the Lancers, sending it back into the middle of their field. Tigers making a little pass there. Trying to send it back into the corner. Trying to send it into the middle of the field. Almost missing the pass. Tigers keeping that position in their half. A little bit of physicality there. Tigers keeping that possession though. Tigers keeping it, trying to send it back into their goalie box. With a shot just over, looks like it went just under that field goal line and above the crossbar. Have a goal kick coming out for the Lancers. Have about 4 subs came on for the Lancers here. Lancers sending that ball out, about to the 35-yard line. The header from the Tigers. Lancers trying to take that ball back. Got possession for a little bit. Tigers immediately took it right back. Tried to kick it up. Got deflected off of the Lancers out of bounds. We're going to have a throw-in for the Tigers. Tigers keeping it in that deep corner. Sending it back a little bit. Attempted cross in. Shot deflected again from the Lancers. Lancers sending that ball all the way into the Tigers half. Have one of their girls on, was nearly a breakaway. Our Tigers defense stopped them though. Lancers taking that possession back again, trying to send it back in. With an out of bounds ball. We're going to have a goal kick coming out for the Tigers. And Tigers goalkeeper playing it short. Tigers trying to send it into the middle. Pass is missed there though. Lancers trying to send it back in too, but Tigers taking that possession right back. Sending it right into the Lancers half. Both teams trying to get that possession back. A little bit of a 50-50 ball there in the corner. Tigers coming out with it. Have a shot, a good save from the Lancers goalkeeper. Ball still inbounds though. Lancers sending that ball out that far line. Tigers keeping that possession right back. I will say the Tigers, I think, have had a majority of the possession throughout this whole game. We have a header from the Tigers. Tigers taking it into the corner again, a far corner. Sending it in. Looks like we're going to have an offsides call on the Tigers. Have a kick for the Lancers. We got one of their subs coming in too. Lancers sending that ball out wide. Tigers receiving it though. Playing it a little bit there on that far sideline. Looks like we're going to have call Lancers. We're going to have a throw in for the Lancers. Lancers throwing that ball in. Looks like it went out of bounds again, I think. Tigers retrieving that ball, trying to send it in towards the middle. Tigers sending that ball in, playing it by the numbers there. Right back in towards the middle, switching the field. Attempting to play it into the corner. Tigers taking it back out wide.
There's two girls. Oh. We have Tigers throwing.
Tigers keeping that possession, dribbling up, very little pressure from the Lancers coming up there. They had plenty of time to take that ball up. A little bit of a battle there. Quite a bit of physicality. No calls made though. Tigers sending that ball in. The Lancers sending it back out. Lancers trying to get that pressure and trying to take it back up into the Tigers half. Not quite making it there. Or Tigers taking that possession right back. Tigers sending it back to the goalkeeper. Tigers playing that ball into the far corner, crossing it in. It's received by our Tigers. A little bit of pressure there on her back. Tigers playing it out wide, trying to get it back in. One Lancer girl trying to come in. Attempted shot from all the way back near the 30-yard line, caught by their goalkeeper. Goalkeeper sending it out to near or far side. Tigers defense keeping that ball. Taking that ball up. Very little pressure. Tigers just keep switching the field back and forth. Tigers coming in towards the middle. A little bit of an opportunity there for a shot. We have a shot? Just wide of the goal.
Kind of wide, yeah. Lancers have a sub coming on.
We're going to have a goal kick for the Lancers. Tigers keeping possession of that ball. Passing it just past the half line toward defensive line. Back in, attempted pass. Lancers taking that ball back. Tigers taking it right back just as it passes the half line. Tigers keeping that ball in the middle. Send back to their back line. Sending it back up. Tigers having an opportunity to go out wide. And sending it down that line. It's out of bounds. Look like we're going to have a throw in for the Lancers. Lancers throwing it in. Taking that possession right back. Tigers running it in, cutting the ball off. Taking it all the way up. Lancers trying to turn the ball, take it back down the field. Not quite making it, and it goes out of bounds. We're going to have a throw in for the Tigers. Tigers throwing it in, keeping it a little bit there with their back line. Sending it back out wide, taking it down that line. Ball's out of bounds. We're going to have a goal kick for the Lancers. It's a beautiful kick. Received by both the Lancers and the Tigers off one another. Have a foul on the Lancers. We have a kick for the Tigers going in. Pretty close to their goal.
Yeah. Looks like it's going to be on the 20. We have Blakely Hockett taking this kick.
Nearly all of both teams except about two of the Tigers lined up at that line there.
It was a beautiful shot.
Good shot. A little bit wide though. We're going to have a goal kick for the Lancers coming out of their half. But all our players shifting over into that far half of the field. Ball is unfortunately kicked out of bounds. However, we do have a throw-in for the Tigers. Tigers receiving it. Trying to pass it back. There's one girl there. An attempted shot again at the Lancers goalkeeper. She saves it. A little bit of a diving save there. The goalkeeper holding it a little bit for a drop kick. Right there in the middle. Received and settled pretty quickly there by the Tigers. Sending it out into that far half of the field. Another shot in. Just wide of the goal. We're having another Lancers goal kick. Lancers sending that out at the far half again. Received by the Tigers. Tigers taking that back in. Towards in the middle, about the crest of the goal box. Out of bounds again, a little bit over. Another Lancers goal kick. Just hit about 21 minutes left in the second half. Lancers switching fields. Kick right down the middle of the field. Received by the Tigers again. Played to their back line. A lot of pressure there coming on from the Lancers. Attempted kick up. Received by the Lancers. Tigers taking that right back. Putting it into that corner. Lancers immediately receiving it back and taking it back. Tigers attempting a pass intercepted by the Lancers. A little bit of physicality there. Still no calls. The ball sent out of bounds. We're going to have a throw in for the Tigers. Out of bounds ball right over that goal. And then another goal kick coming out for the Lancers. Ball sent right out. Header, 2 headers from the Tigers. Lancers trying to take that possession back. Not quite getting it. Tigers, 1 girl coming on her. Nothing else really. They cross over to the corner of the field. I have 1 sub coming in for the Tigers here. We have a goal kick for the Lancers. Lancers sending it out, received by them. Taken back by the Tigers. Trying to send that ball out. Playing their trails. Tigers taking it back in. But another shot just wide. Have a goal kick for the Lancers. Lancers switching that field up again, taking their goal kick from the other side. Received by the Lancers. It was a beautiful settle. Tigers taking that possession back though. Sending it right in the middle. We have another shot. Again, just a little bit wide of that goal. Another goal kick for the Lancers. They got 4 subs coming in. The Lancers goalkeeper getting in quite a bit of work here. Just trying to direct her team a little bit. Didn't seem to work very well. Out of bounds, we're going to have a throw-in for the Lancers. Tigers trying to keep that possession. A lot of physicality out there. Sending it back. Putting it back to our Tigers goalkeeper. Lancers receiving it, trying to take it into our half. Nearly a shot there. We do have a shot. It's a very close shot. We have a save from Jenny Burrows. We have a corner kick for the Lancers. Lancers sending it in. Jenny Burrows saving that ball and catching it. Had about 2 Lancers come at her and like trip over her there. Holding that ball and rolling it out wide. Tigers sending it immediately back up and out towards the far half. Sending it in. Tigers trying to run onto that ball into their goal box. Their goalie, unfortunately, picking it up right before. Lancers goalkeeper drop kicking that ball out. A header from the Tigers. Lancers kicking that ball. Switching the field. One of the Lancers coming and kicking it out into the Tigers half. Tigers backline immediately pulling it back out though. A little bit of a high bounce there as Tigers trying to receive that. Lancers sending that in. Received by the Tigers. Lancers playing it there. Trying to keep the passes. Going into that deep corner. Pass back to our goalkeeper. No pressure coming on her from the Lancers. Giving her plenty of time to do whatever she chooses to do with it. Lancers trying to send that ball back in again. We're in the box. An attempted shot. Saved by our defensive line. A corner kick again from the Lancers. Got about 14 minutes left. Lancers sending that ball in. A header from the Lancers. A kick back out from the Tigers. Tigers taking that ball back up the field. Players Ren Rao taking that ball right into the middle. Losing it a little bit though. No calls there from the refs. Quite a bit of protest though from the fans. Lancers taking that possession back. Tigers keeping possession at that far line. Tigers still keeping it. Very little pressure coming on from the Lancers. Tigers keeping it and dribbling it back up. We have a pass back to our defensive line. Shirley again, sending it out wide. A little bit of pressure coming on. Pass is a little bit wide. Lancers receiving it, trying to send it back up. Tigers, however, taking that ball right back. Sending it right through the defensive line of the Lancers and their goalkeeper picking it up. Nearly half-field drop kick from their Lancers goalkeeper. Ball sent out of bounds. We're going to have a throw-in for the Tigers. Lancers receiving that throw-in. Taking it back into the middle of the field. Tigers taking that possession back. We had a couple girls fall there. Tigers sending it back in. Tigers trying to keep that possession. We had an attempted shot from the Tigers, wide of the goal. A goal kick for the Lancers. We have 3 subs coming in for them, 1 for the Tigers. Lancers sending it out. We have a header received by the Tigers. Lancers cutting that off. Tigers cutting it off again. Kate Cadigan taking that possession back. Tigers attempting to get that ball in. Missed header from the Lancers there in the box. Shot and hit the crossbar and bounced out to hit that hit the top. Almost a goal. Was so close. I have a goal kick for the Lancers.
Yeah, I guess they're kind of knows that.
About 9 minutes, 45 seconds left in the half. Another header back in towards the Lancers goal box. Sending it back out though. Both teams trying to play at that far side. There's a lot of pressure there from the Lancers. Tigers sending it into that corner. Out of bounds. We're going to have a goal kick for the Lancers. Header from the Lancers. Tigers trying to receive that ball. A little bit of a battle there from both the Tigers and the Lancers. Tigers keeping that pressure, keeping that ball. Sending it back to the back line. Switching fields. Lancers taking that ball and bouncing it back into the Tigers half. Trying to pass it, playing out in that far half of the field. Lancers keeping that possession, keeping it, sending it in. Tigers taking it back, sending it all the way. We go out of bounds in the Lancers half. We're going to have a throw in for the Lancers here. An attempted header from both teams. Both of them missed, unfortunately. Ball was just a little bit too high. Tigers, though, keeping that possession. Sending it all the way past the 20. Lancers kicking it out of bounds. A throw in for the Tigers. Bounces a little bit high, just went over. A header from the Lancers right in their goal box. Received by their goalkeeper. She caught it. Holding it there a little bit. Drop kicked it out. Attempted reception from the Tigers. Not quite making it. Tigers keeping that possession though. Sending it all the way back in. Out of bounds. We're going to have a throw in for the Lancers. Some subs coming in for both teams. Looks like we had 1 for the Tigers and 3 for the Lancers. Throw in, beautiful receive by the Tigers. Tigers still keeping the possession, switching it out over to the far half. Tigers shot, hits the corner of the goal. Attempted rebound from the Tigers. Not quite making it. Their goalkeeper caught it.
Very close though.
Okay, very close. Would have been a beautiful goal had it went in. Tigers taking that possession back right as it gets kicked. Looks like we're going to have a foul. A kick for the Lancers. Header from the Tigers. A beautiful header. Another header from the Lancers. Just hit 5 minutes left in the half. Tigers and Lancers still battling it out. Nearly finished. Tigers fighting for that possession there, keeping it, sending it all the way up. Send into the corner, and cross in. Intercepted by the Lancers.
Big cross.
Very big cross, unfortunately, went out of bounds. Have a one Tiger coming in. Have a throw in for the Lancers. Alright, throwing for the Tigers. My apologies. Lancers receiving that ball with a header, sending it back out of bounds, or out wide. Almost out of bounds. Lancers trying to take that ball into the Tigers' half, making it into the Tigers' half. Going out of bounds, we're going to have a throw in for the Tigers. Had a sub come in for the Tigers. Beautiful throw. Pretty far up that line, sending it all the way into the Lancers' half. Not staying there too long though. Another out of bounds ball. Another throw in for the Tigers. Slowly making their way up the field into their half. Tigers keeping the possession. The Tigers backline, almost all of them coming up into the Lancers half to play up here for these final 3 minutes. Out of bounds ball. Have a goal kick for the Lancers. Tigers receiving that goal kick. Sending it to their back line. Playing it a little slowly there. No pressure coming on from the Lancers at all. Tigers sending that ball into the corner. Lancers goalkeeper taking that ball back for these final minute 45. Lancers setting it back up. A header from the Tigers. Another header from the Tigers. And a header from the Lancers. About 3 in a row there. Tigers taking it up. A header from the Lancers.
Looks like he's calling a foul.
Looks like we're going to have a kick for the Tigers here.
On the 20 again. Oh, actually, like the 25 almost.
With less than a minute left. See if we can get another goal for our Tigers here. Have our shot.
Oh.
Just over the goal, unfortunately. Have a goal kick for the Lancers here these last few seconds. Just at 30 seconds left. A header from the Tigers. Tigers keeping that possession, taking it back into the corner. Have a goal kick for the Lancers, wanting to send that ball out as fast as possible. We have the end of our game there. Edwardsville Tigers won against the Belleville East Lancers 0. Thank you for tuning in on this lovely sunny Tuesday evening. I'm Brooklyn Elliott.
And I'm Abby White.
And we've been your announcers for the evening. Have a great night.